and 5-time African Female Swimmer of the Year. I mean, what an incredible achievement. An honor to host you. Please welcome Tatiana, a true sporting legend.
Hi, Tatiana.
Thank you so much for being here, Tatiana.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I feel like everyone calls you Tat. Can I call you Tat?
Yeah,
I'm all about shortening names, so
No,
Tats works better.
My parents actually said they were going to choose our names so that our friends, or that we don't get shorter names. I was like, well, that's a very hard name. Obviously, they're going to make it shorter.
For sure. So we just have a few questions. We want to be inspired by your story, and as I was saying, we're all about even better journeys, and yours truly is an even better story. So how are you feeling post the Olympics, which I think inspired a nation?
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a bit of a whirlwind at the moment. It's very different to the normal sporting routine. I love sports and I loved swimming, and so I really just did it because I loved it. I didn't do it to become famous or be on stage, so it's very out of my personality to sit in front speaking. I like being backstage. Yeah. So it's really challenging me and my personality, but I think I was blessed with this platform to try and make a difference, and even if it pushes me out of my comfort zone, that's the only way I'm going to be able to tell my story, to hopefully give someone some hope or inspiration to follow their dreams one day. So yeah, it's been a whirlwind, but we're taking it day by day.
Amazing. And I mean, I was talking to your husband about watching Outside Lane and what it takes to actually be an Olympic swimmer. And on that note, what drives you and motivates you in the pool, in the past, and in life?
Yeah, I think when you're younger, what motivates you is obviously sometimes when you're good at something. So if you're really good at something, like if I was good at maths or something, I was like, oh, I really love maths. But eventually you start realizing that the achievements aren't always going to come, and you're not always going to be very good at it, or someone's going to become better than you. So then it was really figuring out why I was doing it. And for me personally, my why is the reason that drove me to going further, and it was just to really give my best and glorify God in that, and allow people to experience that love. And I think just through my experiences and stuff, just also seeing how for people to experience the South African part of us. I think we have a spirit in us that a lot of people are in shock. They want to take photos with us because we're so nice. So it really just shows you how you treat people and how you are. That's what they really remember. I mean, records and medals, they'll fall away, they'll be a new champion tomorrow, but it's really how you make people feel, and just allowing the space that God has blessed me with to use that to give someone a sense of love, or treat them well so that they can feel better, because at the end of the day, those are the moments that made me a better person, is how people treat me, or just that person saying hello when I was having a bad day and asking me how it's going. But that's exactly who we are as South Africans. So yeah, that's kind of what drives me, is the why.
Yes. And I think that we can take inspiration from that in our day. Prepare for a race day. Besides, as I said, I watched Outside Lane. Besides Coach Rocco on your shoulder, he's quite a character.
No, he is. I think a lot of people are scared of him, but he's like a big teddy bear. But I would say, I think the work really gets done when we're at home, obviously the physical side, but it really, before the race, it's a very big mental thing in believing in yourself. I think as South Africans, we have a tendency of what do you call it? What's that mindset that we have? Yeah, an inferior mindset. We feel like we don't belong there, or we don't have the facilities that they have, so how can we compete against them? And I think that's the one thing that I really am so grateful that I almost every time I was in a call room, I always believed no one paid for my seats to be here. I swam that time, so I deserve to be here. I don't have the best facilities. I don't have 50 people doing video analysis, the biokinetics, the nutritionist. We just have the coach and the water and the pool, and that's all we have. But we make it work, and that's what makes us good. And I think that's the story that all us, like sports people, are telling, is that it doesn't matter where we come from and our background. Like, if we can achieve such greatness with what we have, just imagine like if we can make it better for South Africans. So I think for me, I've always believed in that and saying the work is done, now it's the fun part. It's not fun because maybe now I actually have to believe in myself that I can't do more than my best. So I go out there, I give my best. If that means I come last, that's also okay because I gave it my all. And some days someone wins and some days you don't win. And I always believe that the day that I won, if we had to race the next day, someone else could have been world champion. So I'm not better than anyone else. We all train equally hard, but I was just the best on that day.
So what would you say has been your biggest challenge in your career? It's a tough one, right?
Yeah, I think the amazing thing about sports is that we can all relate, even though it's not just in sport, like in business or in personal life. No one's life goes like this. We all have our ups and downs, and we all have challenges to face, and they all look different and they're very relative to our lives. But I think you have to be in that situation to understand how you're going to get out of it. And I think surrounding yourself with the right people. As South Africans, we are very community-based, and we like having our people, and it's making sure that we have the right support system to help us through those times, because we're all going to face it. We just need people to encourage us to say that we are going to make it through the other side. And there's this verse that it always says, even though I walk through the shadow or the valley of the shadow of death, it says through. So it didn't say there's nothing's going to happen. It says we're going through it, that God will be with us in that time. So it just tells you that everyone goes through it. It might look different for everyone else, but we all face it. And I wouldn't say there's one specific thing. I think we all face many different challenges, and I faced a few completely different ones from the mental side, from coming back from Tokyo, and then the next competition thinking, how am I going to do this? I suck. Meanwhile, I'm the Olympic champion, but I didn't believe in myself. And so there were so many things that we have to face, but that's the beauty of it, is we all have to go through it. It's just making sure you have the right people with you.
And being a role model to so many. You are truly a role model to so many. And whether it's a swimming role model or a role model in life, who is your biggest role model? You can have a few, it's fine.
I think this is hard because it's not from I don't have any role models, but I've always believed I can only be the best version of myself if I am myself. So people can inspire me, and I'm not only inspired by people that win the gold or break a record. I'm inspired by people that try their best and fail, but then pick themselves up and go again. And I think I just find inspiration in so many people's stories, whether it's people in my family, whether it's people that I see that I don't experience the same thing. I'm very lucky that I had a family that was able to financially support me, but a lot of people don't have that. And for them to still make it through, I think a lot of the stories, like with the Springboks and stuff, everyone's story is so uniquely different, but to see what they, and I'm again on that side where I'm like, I don't know how I would cope if I had to face those challenges, but it's all the challenges that we face in our separate lives. But I think for me, it inspires me to, when someone doesn't make that who they are, but tries and overcomes it and takes that opportunity full on and is uniquely themselves. Because there's always this saying that I say, a copy is never as good as the original. And that's so true. You can only be the best version of yourself when you are yourself. And I think we live in a world where we tend to compare so easily. And it's so hard, because I think that's the beauty of me, like sitting at this event. It's like, I'm in a makeup place, and for me as a sports person, I always felt like, I look so butch, and like, I have to compete against Miss SA, how will I ever reach that beauty? But it's finding that unique beauty that I have, and yeah, growing in that process with myself, and knowing that I look beautiful even though I don't look like that. I don't feel like that every day, but it's still a process, and I think we all face that, and we have to figure it out and try and love ourselves the way we are. But yeah, I think that's the beauty of it.
Beautiful. And I know swimming is obviously considered an individual sport, but how important is a team dynamic for you and in swimming?
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, always swimming seems individual, but it's only individual when I dive into the race. But everything leading up for me to stand behind the block is literally a team effort. It's people buying into the same dream, our family having to sacrifice as well. We can't go on holidays. I don't have any public holidays. If we go on holiday, we have to look for a pool, which is really hard because there's 25-meter pools. So I never used to go anywhere. I literally trained 50 weeks out of the 52 weeks of the year. So there was really no off time, and that meant I don't get to spend a lot of time with my family, so that's a sacrifice for them too. Sending me off to boarding school, not being able to see me, only seeing me 24 hours a week. So it really takes the whole village to buy into this dream, and it takes some community, and I think without them I would never ever have achieved the things that I did, because there were so many times I just wanted to quit and give up, because I didn't believe in myself, or I'm over it, but they kept on believing for me, and if it wasn't for them I wouldn't be here, so it's definitely teamwork.
Yeah, I think that's an incredible sacrifice, and I remember on that show listening to Penny Haynes saying that she would spend her weekend alone. She would leave the pool on a Friday afternoon or a Saturday morning, and the next time she would see another person was Monday morning at training again, because weekends were rest time.
No, literally. It's terrible to say, but I mean, it's even the small things like never go on a hike because you're scared to get injured. It's eating at a certain time. So my day is like so routinely planned. So life, Tatiana without swimming is still a strange concept. I'm at the moment figuring out how that looks. But yeah, it's definitely, if it wasn't for them, I would not be where I am today.